So the question becomes, or should have been all along, what would you do if you knew you only had one day, or 1 week, or 1 month to live? What lifeboat would you grab onto? What secret would you tell? What band would you see? What person would you declare your love to? What wish would you fulfill? What exotic locale would you fly to for coffee? What book would you write?
Hey, what's up, guys? And welcome back to What Does the Bible Say About series. About what does the Bible say about? Where this week's topic, we're going to talk about fasting. So, many of you know, as many of you know, or perhaps don't know, fasting is basically kind of like a way of of trying to. It's kind of like a diet. It's a diet, but so there's different types of fasting. There's intermittent fasting. There's there's just like I think a seven. I heard of a 7 day a week fast or something like that. I don't know, or a 7 hour fast. I don't know. But there's different. The one that I recognize, the one that I know for sure, is the intermediate fasting, and just like an all day fast. Oh, and there's one that's like all water, where you could just drink water, and for just water, or just like liquids, and there's another one where like I forgot what that one was called, and another one is just like I said, intermittent fasting, where like you eat. I mean, where you don't go without without food for like, I would say, like for like most of the day, and then like a small tiny window for like a small tiny window you just eat. Um, and yeah, I think there's some more others too that I just can't think of right now at the moment. But it's pretty. Look it up. It's pretty interesting. But today we're gonna talk about fasting in the spiritual sense, like in like yeah, in the biblical sense. So we're gonna go to oh, by the way, fasting is very important. Like um, it's basically when you go without food, when you go without food, go without food, and don't go when you go without food with a certain number of hours, um, and what you do, you just pray, and you just keep praying to God, and keep reading His Word and stuff, and you just keep being have that connection with God, and like God knows how serious you are, that to be close to Him, to know Him more, and and then you pray for that specific thing, whether it be like spiritual growth or whatever's going on in your life. You pray for it, and like you don't eat until kind of like a hunger strike per se, but you can eat, you can drink liquids if you choose to. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it, from what I know. Anyways, let's go to Matthew 9 and Matthew 9:14, and where by the way, pause it here if you still haven't gone to it. Um, and so Matthew 9:14, where it talks about fasting. So it says, one day the disciples of John the Baptist came to Jesus and asked him, why don't your disciples fast? Why don't your disciples fast like we do and the Pharisees do? And Jesus replied, do wedding guests mourn while celebrating with the groom? Of course not. But someday the groom will be taken away from them, and then they will fast. So right here, it's just explaining to them that like the John the Baptist came to Jesus and he's like, oh, why, like, wait a minute, how come they're not eating, and we have to eat? How come they're not eating? And like like how come they're not eating? How come they're fasting, and how come they don't fast like we do? How come they don't like go without food like we are? And Jesus says, oh, it makes like a I would say like a parable of sorts. He goes, oh, do wedding guests mourn while celebrating with the groom? Like, so do the wedding guests, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm still learning. So, but it says, basically what it's saying is, he's saying if do wedding guests feel sad when they celebrate and rejoice with the groom? And he's like, no, they don't. But someday, when the groom leaves, leaves from them, like gets taken away, then they're gonna go without food because they'll be sad. and it continues on verse 16. It says, besides, who would patch old clothing with new cloth? For the new patch would shrink and rip away from the old cloth, leaving an even bigger tear than before. So I'm gonna continue verse 17. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins. For the old skins would burst from the pressure, spilling the wine and ruining the skins. New wine is stored in new wineskins so that both are preserved. So I actually like this one because it kind of talks about like, I mean, it's like an example of saying, like you can't like put like, you can't like put like you can't put on like dirty clothes after you finish. It's kind of like saying, oh, you can't put on dirty clothes after you took a shower. No, you gotta put new clothes on because you clean, and it wouldn't make sense for you to put on old dirty clothes, filthy clothes after you've been clean. So that's basically what it's saying. So when he's saying about the wineskins, is that like when you put like new wineskin, when you put like old wineskins in the new old wineskins in the new ones in the new wines, like it's gonna burst because of the pressure of the old wineskins, because it's already been used. It's already been used, so the pressure is gonna explode. It's gonna burst. So I don't know if that makes sense, but it kind of makes sense to me. But yeah. So basically, if you fast, so basically if you fast, if you fast for a specific amount of time, for a specific amount of days, and you really, really like have that one-on-one connection with God, and if you hear His voice, then that's like that's another way of like communicating with God too, and that's another way of communicating with God too, and if you fast, and if you fast and try to be, like, just keep doing what you're doing, then that's and that's not. I mean, if you keep living your old life, like, if you put on old wineskins, like, if you're spiritually clean, but you keep doing the same thing that you were doing before, back when you were filthy in your sin, then there will be no point. Then there will be no point of, like, the salvation, because like, you'll be living a double life. I mean, not double life, but, like, you'll be living, like, having one foot in and one foot out, one foot in the world and one foot in the God, and and that will make you a hypocrite, and, like, God doesn't like people who serve two masters. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I am, but I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And it says that the more evidence stacks up that Jesus is the Messiah, Jesus restored life to a dead girl. Oh wait, this is the next one. Never mind. Don't forget it. Forget I said that. Forget that was from the next chapter. So never. I mean the next verse. So forget that. So point is, if you want a better relationship with Jesus, with God, why not fast? You gotta commit. That's one way of committing is holding off to, like, food or liquid only, or, like, just like a liquid only diet and stuff, and just have that one-on-one with God, continue praying, and like God, and just trust that God knows what He's doing, and, like, fasting is very, very important, and it's also essential. But I mean, that's if you want a better relationship with Jesus and with God, and it's your choice. So God is not gonna have you in a chokehold or anything like that. No, He's not that type of God. He's a God. He's a God of chances. So you gotta make the move. So you gotta meet God halfway. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, man. So that's it. If you have any questions or any comments, which I'm sure you will, let me know in the comments below. And, like, let me know in the comments below, and we'll start a discussion that I'm pretty sure it's gonna be an interesting one. So all right, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. So, and that's it. Oh, and I'm gonna be taking like a quick mental break next week. So I'm sorry, this week. So just but I will be back maybe sometime during the weekend. All right. So Chris 1901 signing out. Stay encouraged and encourage each other. All right.